Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Vintage Story. So today we are going to try to get a pickaxe and some copper tools. So yeah, to start out with that, we need to do a little bit of clay molding. So to do this, we shift right click some clay on the ground and it's going to give us this recipe set up for various molds. Now what we're going to want first is one of these, a crucible. So we have this here. It starts out with this little space and we need to remove some of it. Now something that's nice here is we can remove multiples at once. So if we press F, it will bring up this little menu that allows us to go 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3, or copy the previous layer. So we are going to go to a 2 by 2 and then we are going to left click to remove, and we're removing more than we're supposed to. Okay, so we'll place these back in here, and now we are going to copy the previous layer. This will completely fill it in, and then we'll go 3 by 3, remove the center, once again copy the previous layer, and we'll copy the previous layer a few times. And actually that is not right. So let's go ahead and go to a 3 by 3 and remove everything. And then place this down in the center. And apparently we need a hole in the middle. So there we go. And there we have our raw crucible. So now what we're going to need to do with this is put it into our fire pit. And we can fire this. So let's see, let's grab a little bit of sticks, because sticks are going to be our preferred fuel for this. And I guess we can also use dry grass. Yes, so dry grass will burn at a temperature of 600, sticks will burn at 700, and this requires a temperature of 600. So we'll just let this kind of burn those dry grass for a little bit, just kind of preheat things. Then we're going to switch to sticks, and then we are going to have to switch to some firewood, I think. Actually, we won't. But, so this is going to make our fired crucible. Now, we will melt some copper in here. The problem is copper has a smelting temperature of 1084 Celsius. So the only way that we can get that kind of temperature is to make some charcoal. So we are going to grab all of our firewood here, and we are going to make a charcoal pit. Now anyone that has played Terra Firma Craft understands how this one works, and it looks like the sun is going to be coming up in a little bit, so we'll be able to do that here very shortly. But what we're going to do is we're going to dig a hole in the ground, put down our firewood, and then we are going to cover it. And we'll have to make ourselves a fire pit on top of that that will allow us to light that. And then it gives us, I think, 30 seconds to get that fire pit covered, because we want no air available to that when we do it. So we can see as this cooks, it turns pink, and then it will change color again once it is completely fired. So we're going to let this do its thing, and then we're going to head over somewhere and start a charcoal pit. Now charcoal takes a little while to cook, and so we won't be able to do immediate, it won't be immediate for getting the charcoal. And I've noticed that this green arrow sometimes takes a little while to finish out. But what we're going to do now, we are going to head somewhere. We still have bad guys around here. We need to wait for daylight. Yeah, and actually we have a little bit of time before the sun comes up. So I'm probably just going to sit here for a little bit and wait for daylight, and then I'll be back and we'll make our charcoal pit. So to make our charcoal, we are going to cut this little shape into the ground, and we're going to place our firewood in here, and we're going to put it like this. So we're going to have a hole on each side that is filled with firewood, And then we're going to take and place our dry grass in the center. We're going to put our firewood on here, and we can see we have 30 seconds to get it covered. So then we're going to grab our piece of dirt. We're going to put this here, and now we can see smoke particles coming out of the ground. So that means we have done it correctly. And to ensure that we don't have monsters coming up at us, we're going to put some hay bales there just to kind of cover the area. But so that's going to take a little while to do its thing. I've been kind of taking some of these trees, cleaning their leaves off. And so I'm going to keep working on that while I am waiting for the charcoal to get done. And when that is completed, then hopefully we should be able to actually smelt some copper. So that's kind of neat. So if we hold right click with a torch, whoops, that is not what I wanted to do. Get back up on top quickly. Get up here. Nope, there we go. So I guess it's not hold right click, it's left click. No. So shift right click, you can actually set things on fire with a torch. So that is really cool. The fire doesn't look exceptionally great, but that is a good way to clear away underbrush because it looks like it will spread to anything flammable. So that's pretty cool. So we are still waiting for our charcoal to be done, but while I was waiting, went ahead and made up a pickaxe mold that was done just like before with the clay, and then I fired that in the fire pit. I'm currently making more torches because, yeah, as you can see here, torches burn out. So later on we should be able to get some torch holders that will keep them from burning out like that, but right now we do not have the ability for that. So yeah, we are just kind of waiting still. Of course, it's the middle of the night and there's not much I can do, but oh my gosh, I love the star field in this. The sky is just absolutely beautiful. So yeah, more waiting, and I will see you guys once the charcoal is done. That looks like a hyena. That is pretty cool. That is most definitely a hyena. And we've got sand over here, so we're on the edge of a desert, just right away from the base here. No! Let me up! Ah, congratulations, you died. So there is actually my first death. So we need to go this way, get our stuff back. And, yeah. So yeah, that's definitely a hyena. I could hear the sounds. I don't know if that's going to carry through into the video, but that was pretty cool, actually. I was trying to pillar up, and I couldn't. But yeah, so we are going to grab up our hay bales again. We're going to take our revenge on this guy. So there's actually a lot of hyenas around here. So please, let me pillar up! No! There we go. Come on! Come on, you dingle. No? You're just gonna sit over there and be stupid? So we have acacia trees here. So yeah, we're just a tiny bit away from where we spawned in, and we got a sapling. Cool, cool, cool. So the hyenas are far enough away, they should be leaving us alone. Let's go ahead and eat a few red currants, try to get a little of our health back. Can we get another sapling here, please? That would be absolutely perfect. So it doesn't look like it, but we'll go ahead and chop this down because, yeah, we will gladly take more of that. We got some flint here, and this is still andesite, so that's nice. So yeah, I was just hoping to find a bit more food, but I did find a lot more copper, so that's definitely going to be a place we're going to want to go later. But our charcoal should be ready by now, but I also found peat as I was coming through here. Now, peat has a burn temperature of 900, and there's some fire clay. Peat has a burn temperature of 900, not quite high enough to melt the copper. And we have inventory space. This rye is ripe. We will go ahead and take that. So yeah, lots and lots of stuff to find, and my gosh, the number of varying animal models and things like that, and the animations is pretty nice in comparison to what we're used to seeing on Minecraft. So no more smoke particles here out of our charcoal, so we need a shovel so that we can dig this out. So let's go ahead and nap up a shovel, and I don't want to throw the stones. So let's try this again. We'll nap up a shovel head, and we need this to be able to dig up our charcoal. So yeah, unfortunately this is rather time consuming. There we go. And then we can make ourselves a shovel, and we'll be able to start digging this out. So which saplings are these? Maple, and we got 2 acacia. Nice. Actually, you know what? We are going to, before we dig this up, we are going to plant these acacia over here, because we have a very large area that I've cleared trees out of, and it didn't have any saplings to replant it. So we're going to plant those there, and the maples we will plant in this area. Why not? Kind of break a little of this back out, because, yeah, we don't need these little brushy things here. So let's go ahead and dig into our charcoal pit, and we can see charcoal. So we'll just go ahead and dig this out, and every layer is 1 piece of charcoal. So we don't get nearly as much charcoal as we put in firewood, but that is understandable considering how much more this charcoal can do than the firewood. So for the moment, I'm just going to leave that alone. I do think I'm going to put that one back there. But now we have what we need. Yeah, I just cannot seem to jump properly. Now we have what we need to actually start cooking our copper. And wow, all of those trees grew over there. So hopefully we will see something with this pine tree here soon. I am really hoping to see that that will actually grow in a 2 wide. So we're going to put our fired crucible in here, and then we get these spots up here on top. Now this allows us to melt individual units of metal, or we can alloy them. So if we had some tin, we could mix it with the copper and make bronze, or various other things. All of the recipes are available on the wiki, and it at least tells you up above what you're going to be getting out of it. So we're going to let the sticks preheat this fire as high as they can, and then we will switch over to our charcoal, which, yes, we got 15 charcoal. That will be a great deal plenty for this. And I'm kind of curious if there's any other uses that we can do with these peat bricks. But we are going to see, no, we don't have enough there. But I believe we can take this rye and put it like this. No, that must be just the spelt. So unfortunately, we cannot do that with the rye. Now we can directly eat the grain, which it's not really all that great. It would be good as an emergency fuel source, but not going to be real good for anything else. So yes, we are currently waiting for this to get full temperature. Looks like we are just about as hot as the sticks are going to take us, so let's switch over to charcoal. It's going to take a little while to melt this. Once it is melted, I will come back and we will take a look at how to actually make the tool head. So I really like the way that as this gets hotter, the metal actually turns. First, it turns a dull orange, and then yellows start coming in. And I believe if it gets hot enough, it will actually start turning white. So, yeah, that is really cool. I like the way that they've done that. But so there we go. There is our crucible full of molten copper. Let's go ahead and open this, put our stones in there. So now to pour this into the mold, we actually have to hold right click and it will slowly pour the stuff in there. And now we have to wait for this to cool back down. Now I'm not entirely sure what temperature we can finally remove this at, but there is a point where we can finally remove it. Now I'm going to put the crucible back in there. I'm going to put this back in there as well. And I'm going to grab the other 4 pieces of copper that we have, and we're going to melt them down and make another pickaxe head because, well, quite frankly, we're going to run out of pickaxes pretty quickly. Now, I have found several veins of copper in the area. Some of them on the surface, some of them are not. We have one right on the surface, right over here in this little mountain. And so that's probably where we're going to go first. And we have a lot of opportunities to move around and get copper around here. So that's pretty nice. Now, another thing that I do like about this that we don't see in Terra Firma Craft is that this stuff doesn't collapse. The gravity effects are much the same as they are in vanilla Minecraft, with sand and gravel being affected by gravity, but dirt and stone and things like that are not. So I find that kind of nice. So this is actually going to be melted before we are truly ready for it. So yeah, we will go ahead and pull that back out of there. I think that was well worth it. Now, just so long as this stays hot enough to stay molten, we should be fine. So this is still at 700 degrees. We may have to recook this, but it looks like its temperature is still pretty high. So yeah, I will wait for this to cool down. We can see that's now a nice orange. So yes, the metal colors actually kind of match the temperatures. I love that. But so I'm going to wait for that to cool down, pour another one, and then I'll have to wait for daytime because night crept up on us again. So yeah, once I've got that all, we'll take a look at some mining. Hopefully we can make ourselves some more tools because I would really like to have a sword and a copper axe and maybe a few other things before the end of this episode. So daylight has arrived. We have ourselves a copper pickaxe now, and we have copper scattered throughout this andesite rock here, so we can now mine this stuff. Like I said, the rocks do not collapse, so that is really nice. That was one thing that I thought was a cool feature of Terra Firma Craft, but at times it was so irritating. But we are also going to be able to get tons of andesite rocks from this now. And that is going to allow us to start actually getting some decent building with stone walls and things like that. So how much inventory space do we have? We have 1 slot available. So we will only be getting the copper and the andesite here. And I would imagine there's not going to be a whole heck of a lot of copper in this particular deposit. I think we may have already exhausted it. Oh, no, there's a bit more. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep poking around here for a while. Try to get as much andesite as I can and see if there's any more copper hidden around here or anything like that. And I guess one thing also that we should go over real quick. So in Terra Firma Craft, you can actually get the raw stone by digging around the stone. So if you remove every block on every side of a stone, you can cause that to pop out of its position and we get a raw stone. So we are going to need some of those for some stuff coming up in the future, most notably the quern for grinding grain into flour. So I am going to grab a few of these just so that we have them available, and we already are full on our stones. All right, well, let's go empty out our inventory. Like I said, I'm going to keep digging, try to get as much stuff as I can through the course of the day, and then when night comes, since we are kind of forced to be here anyway, we will actually start doing some stuff to make a bit better fortification. Well, that's interesting. It didn't grow on a 2x2, but it did grow on a 2x1. And that's a pretty good sized tree. So that is really nice. Now, I have gotten quite a bit of copper. As you can see, I've gotten 43. This came from a vein over in the ravine over there. And I got a little bit. I got 7 out of this one over here on the mountain. So yeah, 50 pieces of copper. That is going to make us a lot of tools. But we have a whole bunch of the andesite rocks now. In fact, we have a full 4 stacks of 64 of them. So that is really nice. And before I really get going here, we are going to take this dirt and place it here. I was kind of picking up some dirt as I went. You know, it's just one of those things that you pretty much have to do. I'm going to put that one there. That'll work. All right, so now we have a little bit of inventory space. Not much, but a little bit. And we are going to get into this one and grab 1 stack of blue clay. So, yeah, that is the stuff that we need to keep going here. So what else can we drop off here? Let's drop off the flint. Why not? Okay, so we can now make some cobblestone. So to do that, we take our andesite stones and we take our blue clay. And basically what we do is we surround the blue clay with andesite stones, and this will make our cobblestone. So it makes 2 per recipe, so we need 1 piece of clay per 2 bricks, and that allows us to use some of our stones and make a better material to build with. Now, other things that we can do here, we can remove one of these and make stairs. Or we can remove a whole bunch of them and make slabs. So yes, we have the ability to make stone in many different ways now. So that is really nice. I am very happy about that. So yeah, I'm going to make a whole bunch of this, and I suppose just kind of start looking at ways to make this look good. Of course, we are very limited on the amount of stuff that we have available, but yeah, that's kind of one of those things. Now, another thing that we can do, let me just do this real quick. So what we can do, we can grab this 1 piece of dirt back and get back up on top of here because I'm a little bit afraid of the dark. Yes, a little bit afraid of the dark. Okay, so now the other thing that we can do here, we can take a piece of low fertility dirt. We don't want to do this with anything else. And then we can combine that with 4 stones, and that is going to make a stone path. Now this allows us to walk a little faster, and it's a tiny bit shorter than the surrounding ground so that it is not spawnable. So that is really nice. So yeah, I suppose I'm going to start digging up the edge of this, and we are going to replace this with some andesite cobblestone, and we're going to have a nice looking edge here. I might put some stairs into it and a few other things. I don't know. I'll just have to see. Like I said, we are kind of limited on our available blocks at the moment. We might have to add some mods later on to increase the number of blocks, because yes, this is still early access. We have a long way to go before this game is fully completed. So, yeah. But I'm going to get going on this, and I'll see you guys in the morning. So I have been doing a lot of stuff here around the base area. I have cut down our large pine tree here. It ended up having all 4 of them grow, and my gosh, there was a lot of wood there, but it looks like we're still better off just to have them singles, because we might have a better chance of getting saplings with that. But the saplings is kind of an issue. It is a total pain crawling up these trees and breaking each leaf individually. And so for that reason, I've made a whole bunch of molds here. So I have an anvil mold, and this is going to be the thing that is really going to change life for us, because we are also going to have some ingots, and hopefully we'll be able to get a little of this stuff going. Now I've also made a hoe and a sword mold, so we should be able to get some farming going and have a slightly better bit of defense. Now I've also kind of done a little bit here with this wall. Now unfortunately the path blocks don't exactly match, but the rest of it looks pretty good considering how early on in the game I am and how little I have available in the way of blocks. So I'm pretty happy with that. For now, that's the way it's going to be. But I'm going to get back up here. Let's see here. There's the hay bales. So I did lose a few hay bales when I was up cutting down this tree. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. But we should be getting reasonably close. Come on. Sometimes this takes forever when you're smelting large numbers of items. But yeah, I am also making more charcoal. I took all of that wood that I got from this large pine tree and converted it into firewood. And yeah, lots and lots of charcoal. I think we should have something like, well, let's see here. Let me think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 piles of charcoal in there. So yeah, there's a fair amount. So I'm just gonna collect some dry grass, since that thing is obviously being a butt and it doesn't want to hurry up. So gotta do something to fill the time sometimes. That is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, just kind of curious, what do you guys think of this game? You want me to continue playing it? I mean, I am having a great time. I am loving it. And so, you know, I would love to hear that you guys are enjoying it as well. But yeah, been doing a lot of grindy work, so I would hope everything is going good. Got a lot of trees to cut down, but we finally have some flowering bushes over here for berries. Now I did have to go out and get a whole gob of berries to be able to stay alive, because yeah, I was having a very hard time dealing with no food. Now I also got a little bit of spelt grain, and I believe this stuff we can take like this and craft directly into bread? No. So, what? I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, we're just waiting for a bit more there, but we'll get ourselves a sword, a hoe, an anvil, and a couple of ingots. Now, what I'm going to be doing with the ingots, we can make a pair of copper shears, and that is supposed to, according to the wiki, cut all the leaves in the area. So we can get all the leaves. Yes, I like that idea a lot. Also, what is the durability on my pickaxe? It is pretty good, so I won't worry about making another pickaxe just yet. You know what? We still have a tiny bit of time. Let's grab a little bit more copper here. This is going to be really... Oh! Really? It resets the temperature. Alright. Well, I don't know if I have enough charcoal to reheat this. Why is the temperature still dropping? Oh, now it's going back up. Alright. Well, this is going to take a little while. So, can we please melt? Thankfully, my charcoal pit finished in time, and I was able to get some fresh charcoal into this thing. Otherwise, I would have run out. My own stupidity. But, yeah, why? Why you take so long? You're full. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Today. It's used an entire another piece of charcoal already. And these things last 40 seconds. You've been sitting full for 40 seconds plus? Well, eventually it will work. And we'll be able to pour ourselves a whole bunch of new tool heads. Unfortunately, I don't have any sticks at the moment, but yeah, that minor technicalities, you know. What does it take for this to finish? My gosh, really? There's another piece of charcoal used already. There we go, finally! Alright, well, we have a whole lot of molten copper here. So we're going to start by pouring our pickaxe. We are going to pour our sword. We are going to pour our anvil, which this is going to take a while to pour. One nice thing about the anvil is, from what I've read, you can actually have it cool down and solidify, and it doesn't care. But so there's that. Go ahead and pour this guy, the hoe, and now we should have 200 left. No, we have 100 left. Well, where did I figure that wrong? I don't know. But I'm going to drop this back in here, and that's going to be it for this episode. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you are enjoying this series, please let me know. I really want to know what you guys think of it. And I will see you next time. Bye.